Hallo Leute, willkommen zu einer Folge von Doki Doki Blue Skies. In der letzten Folge hatten wir eine kleine Besänftigung nach dem Argument per Telefon. Unsere Mutter hat uns auch relativ viel Tipps gegeben, wie man die Sachen angehen soll und alles so und was für Fehler wir auch gemacht haben. Und jetzt ist der nächste, nicht nächste Tag, aber auf jeden Fall Montag und wir werden jetzt Juri in Person treffen und mit ihr während dem Mittagessen darüber eben sprechen und alles so, was abgelaufen ist und oh mein Gott. Und ja, ich würde sagen, wir legen los. Oh God, it's finally lunch time to meet up with Yuri. It's strange seeing all the students mill around me without a care in the world. They're far removed from all the drama that you and I had to deal with these past few days. I wonder how the situation would have played out between different players. Would it have turned out better, worse? Somehow I doubt that anyone around me right now has to deal with anything like what you and have gone through. Or there was. Wait, scratch that. Hasn't hanging out with you even taught me anything about judging books by their covers? I mentally shake my head. Come on, Kazuma, you have no idea what anyone else is going through. Judging others, Yuri's spoken a lot about that topic before. Yuri, am I even prepared for this conversation? Werden wir sehen. As I make my way up the roof, each step seems to grow heavier and heavier. My uniform seems to be uncomfortably warm, while my palms have suddenly collected a layer of sweat. Before I know it, I'm in front of the rooftop entrance. Man, here goes something. As always, it takes my eyes a little time to adjust to the brilliant sunlight outside. Soon enough, though, I'm able to make out a tall, long-haired girl standing by the edge of the roof. The contrast between her violet hair and pale blue sky makes her hair look all the more dark. Yuri. I step closer to her, prompting a slight peek over from her. She doesn't move though, so I like to stand beside her and look down at the school grounds below. Hello, Kazuma. Hey, Yuri. Normal enough, I will start to the conversation. Yuri runs her fingers along the chain link fence blocking off the edge of the roof. It's a nice day out, isn't it? Guess so. You haven't had lunch yet, right? Well, lunch has started, so... Oh, right. Yuri's face turns slightly red, and when she quickly turns the rummage through her bag, I can't tell if it's to hide her face or not. However, she eventually pulls out a package tied with a large handkerchief. A bento? I made you a bento. You never bring very nutritious lunches, and since we planned on eating together... Oh, are you sure? I did bring some bread, so... I made my own bento too, so if you don't eat it, it's just going to be wasted. Plus, it was made specifically for you, so... If this is a peace offering, it's the best peace offering I've ever received. Holy crap, thanks, your cooking is always delicious. I feel bad that I don't have any for you now. It's fine, I made it for you because I want to, not because I expected anything in return. Oh, Yuri. I take the boxes from her and peek inside. Rice grilled beef, some kind of salad, and dumplings. You made my favorite dumplings, right? Yes, I'd bought some before, so... You don't know how much I appreciate you. I believe I have a good enough idea of that. We'll chuckle lightly for a bit, but then Yu's face suddenly falls. Kazuma, I'm sorry for everything that happened on White Day. Now that I think about what I did and say that day, I feel so ashamed. She bites her lip, hard. I can hardly believe that it actually happened. You, I am sorry too. I shouldn't have pressed you so hard on things. You obviously can't just change on a whim. Thank you, but I know that I was really the instigator. Well, if I hadn't honestly gone on about Sayori, but I also could have outright told you what was bothering me. Instead, I chose to internalize all my negative thoughts and it manifested in, well, blatant self-hatred. Muss grad wirklich, während meiner Aufnahme, jemand mit einer verdammten Katze-Sägen am Arbeiten sind, ist... Oh mein Gott, ein Moment, Leute, Alter. Da sind wir wieder. Einfach mit der Kettensäge. Ah, der Ton ist doch das. War gerade so ruhig. Ich habe mir gedacht, habe ich jetzt meine Kopfhörer zerstört oder was los? Also. I mean, it's not like you explicitly chose to internalize it, alright? These deep-seated problems you have. I get that sometimes you can't help second-guessing yourself or thinking in a certain way. But in order to improve my mental health, does I have to change these thoughts process? Ja, aber die kannst du nicht in einem Tag ändern. Definitiv nicht. Die brauchen Wochen, Monate, Jahre. Well, yeah, but that doesn't still take a huge amount of time and effort before you're able to fully change it. It's slow going in the beginning, and right? And on that day, tensions had been running high anyway, so it would have been harder to be self-aware about it. Plus, I'm sure that some of my comments didn't help matters either. That's true, but either way, Yuri takes a deep breath. You're right. The biggest problem in our relationship right now is most likely communication, and that's really on me. Yuri, it's fine, Kazuma. You don't have to try to make me feel better. I've accepted that it's generally a fault of mine that I'm too emotionally suppressive. After all these years, I've just gotten in the habit of hiding my true thoughts and feelings from everyone. It's actually a bit selfish of me. I don't tell anyone anything so that I can avoid being judged. But that's a perfectly valid reason to not talk about some things, right? Maybe, but I doubt that it's a completely healthy mindset. It stops you from communicating effectively with others too. So I'm going to try and explain anything, all of it, to you. All the reasons behind my thought process, how I generally feel about certain things. I truly did some introspection over the weekend to figure things out. Well, if you're up for it, I'm all ears. I don't know if I'll be able to understand everything, and I probably won't be able to relate to a lot of what you feel. But I'll try my best to be as empathetic as possible. That's all I ask of you. Once again, Yui takes a breath to steady yourself. Where should we start? We could start with the argument. That's a good place to start. There's a strange, wide smile on Yui's face. Now that I think about it, I was probably overreacting during our argument, wasn't I? It's okay if you get angry from time to time. I definitely said some things that were out of line. But how would you have known what to say? You're not a licensed psychologist. And you don't self-harm, so it's not as though you know the exact things to say to me. I mean, I could not said some things, though. If I given it some thought before speaking, I could have realized that some of my words were hurtful to anyone, not just to a self-harmer. For instance, I shouldn't have said that other people have problems too. That's true. When you said that, it seemed to invalidate my own issues. It minimized my suffering. Like other people have problems too, so just suck and deal with it. See, I definitely did not mean to invalidate you. What was something else I said? How would you feel if I did this? Oh yeah, I think I actually said that a couple of times. Actually, could you explain why it's so bad to say that? Alright, it's likely not very obvious at someone who isn't familiar with thoughts behind self-harm. I believe the best way to put it would be that saying that guilt trips me. It makes me feel worse about myself, because it makes me much more aware of how self-harm affects others around me. Okay. And it makes me feel like cutting even more. It's a bit of a cycle where that makes me feel terrible, which makes me cut, which then makes me feel even worse. Cheats to my cutting again, etc, etc. I'm so sorry. I had no idea. It's okay. Now you know. Now that you say it, it seems so obvious, though. Hindsight is 20/20, I suppose. Yeah, guess so. Man, I wish I hadn't spoken without thinking so much. I'm especially sorry for the ugly mask comment. He looks down at her arms. They're covered by sleeves right now, of course, but I can imagine the skyring underneath the cloth. Well, you're right. Huh? They are ugly. Well, to be honest, there was a time when I liked the way they looked. But that was a time when I was in an even worse state of mind, if you can believe it. I'm guessing it might be around the time of my parents' deaths. Can't say. Quite simply, I'm disfiguring myself. And I feel like I deserve to be disfigured. Huh? It's like self-harm allows me to externally show how I feel on the inside. I don't really know what to say to that. I feel the need to punish myself for making mistakes and things like that. First time I cut my arm, I was almost mesmerized by the blood flowing down my skin. It felt strange seeing my arm marred like that. But in a way it felt right. Yuri, you don't have to say anything, and you probably don't know what to say. She's got that right. Even so, I hope that you know that when I say that, I was mad at the self-harming itself, not at you, if that makes sense. I understand. I'm sorry if this is soon, but I don't know a good way to ask this. You didn't do anything too bad to yourself after our argument, did you? Sorry for asking so clumsily. I really don't know how I can reach the topic in a sensitive way. It's alright. This question helped take the edge off a lot, so I didn't do anything worse than what I usually do. Still can't believe that I did that in front of you. All my thoughts and emotions suddenly overwhelmed me. It was almost as if a physical pressure was building up within me. I see. Damn, I can't imagine. Well, I'm glad that you can't imagine it. You know what you said about me not trying to change myself? Oh, sorry for that too. No, it's fine, to be honest. I don't think I've been actually trying all that much. Sometimes a wave of motivation comes over me that makes me want to change, but that doesn't happen too often. I'm scared how it'll be when I don't have self-harm to help me feel in control again. The physical pain, it's something that I can understand and manipulate myself. Something that has a definite end. It's the way that I've always coped. It's not often something makes me feel like discarding that. Ja, sie hat Kontrolle darüber. We did talk a bit about this before, I think. It was probably the first time I came over to your house. I suppose I did. In the end, I suppose I don't want to change. Really, come on, you might say that, but you have changed already. She gives me a questioning look. You've become more confident in yourself when you speak to others for one thing. Remember when you never even felt like saying hi to Netsky before? I look at you right now, you're opening up to me about this stuff. Sure, you may still have your flaws, but that alone shows that you, despite what you tell yourself, you're willing to change. So change isn't all that bad, right? You're right, as usual. You don't deserve all this, Yuri. Please trust me when I say that. And I wouldn't lie to you about that either. Okay, thank you, Kazuma. I slowly sneak my hand over to touch Yuri. Surprisingly, she actually grabs my hand in response. It feels freeing to talk about this with you. Is it really okay for me to burden you with this? Of course, what kind of person would I be if I didn't support my loved ones? Thank you. Anyway, no one's perfect, as you both know by now. If you're willing to forgive me, then I definitely think you should be able to forgive yourself if that makes sense. I don't have to be the perfect girlfriend, because there's no such thing. Oh god, I just remembered. Which reminds me, please tell me whenever you're uncomfortable with anything, Yuri. It's kind of an awkward subject to breach, but I've got to address it. If you don't want to do something, like if you don't want to be intimate at the moment or anything, you can always just say no. No one has the right to demand anything of you in that way. There'll never be hard feelings about it if you say no, because you don't owe anyone sex or whatever. Sorry, I just didn't know what to do at the moment. There were so many expectations and worries clouding my mind that I just forced myself. But don't worry, I don't blame you or anything. You don't have to apologize. Again, I never get mad at you if you turn intimacy down. In fact, isn't it better if we're both happy and willing to do something? Yes, I know that, but that wasn't the case at the time. Either way, thank you for bringing this up. To be quite honest, it was weighing me down a bit, but I wasn't sure of how to bring it up without turning into an awkward mess. It's confident to confirm that it's okay if I don't force myself. Yeah, it's definitely a subject that I had to be addressed. At any rate, whatever happens, I'll try to support you as my girlfriend. That is, if you still want to call yourself that. Yes, I don't think I'm much inclined to breaking up with you. Especially not after you've been so kind and understanding towards me. Well, I guess I meant to ask if you needed to go on a break or not. I definitely get that you might want some space, though. Well, it is nice being able to speak on my own terms and knowing that I could take my time on things to go by myself. But also know that I still love you. So, would it be alright with you if we just took it slowly? Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't have expected anything to go back to normal after just one conversation anyway. Honestly, I wasn't even expecting her to want to stay with me. The bell suddenly rings, starting us out of a quiet discussion. Jeez, we already lost track of time, eh? We hardly even ate. I was so busy talking. Well, I'm definitely glad we had this conversation. I think it helped me understand you a lot more. And I'm glad I was able to work on my communication. Man, I guess we better get to class for now, but I'll meet you at the usual place to work at the club together, okay? Okay, see you then, Kazuma. And once again, thank you. Back at ya. And what has seriously lived from how I felt these past few days. Ironic, considering that subject matter that you and I talked about during lunch. But it just feels nice knowing that something I love trusts me enough to talk about these things. And it's definitely gladdening to be able to resolve a conflict peacefully and come out of it a better person. I still worry about you, of course, but now I feel more hopeful about our future together. Stinging a glance at Yuri, who's sitting beside me, I catch her eye and offer her a smile. She smiles softly back in return, and then returns her attention back to the book in front of her. I could definitely see her fighting through all the problems in our way. But for now, we're back in the companionable silence that's often silence between us. To me, it's an indication that things can get better again. Okay, everyone. Monica's a mouse and once again stills me out of my where are we? We all know that school is ending this week, right? Ooh, summer vacation! Oh, I can't wait to do nothing at all. Everyone here can probably relate to that. Anyway, I was thinking, how would we meet up outside of school during the summer to hang out? That sounds like a great idea, Monica. I probably would have wanted to keep you seeing you. I probably would have wanted to keep seeing you guys throughout in the summer anyway. After all, we're not just a club, we're all friends. Oh, well, if you insist, I'd be open to hanging out. Please, Natsuki, you don't have to be so coy about it. Hey, speak for yourself. In my case, I'd definitely be down for a little club trip. Me too. To help me keep me out of the house. And then I want to keep talking to everyone here. That's decided then. Let's meet up this Saturday after school officially ends. If that's alright with you all. If you all enormously agree. I catch Natsuki sneaking a smile at Yuri, but Natsuki only sticks her tongue at me when I make eye contact. Looks like everything is as normal as it could get for now. Normalcy is underrated hier anyhow. Okay, das war's schon, aber ich glaube nicht, dass ich schon... Boah. Die Folge ist extrem kurz. Wieder. Auch so wie die letzte Folge. Ach komm, doch. Wir halten es einfach kurz. Es stresst uns ja keiner. Also ja dann. Danke fürs Zuschauen. Ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen. Wir haben das Problem ein bisschen besänftigt wieder. Und sind auf dem Weg wieder zum Norm. Wird natürlich nicht seine Zeit dauern. Aber wir sind schon immer auf dem besseren Weg. Und ja. Danke fürs Zuschauen. Ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen. Und uns dann beim nächsten Mal, wo wir wahrscheinlich keine Schule mehr haben. Tschö! Oh, das war das Mikrofon. Hey, tschüss.